There's one main reason why people comment on content, and it's not because the content's good or engaging or because you've asked them a question. People will comment when it gives them a chance to flex about themselves, if it makes them look smarter or more competent or interesting or funnier in any way. Comments are basically tiny little status signals. So if you want to get more comments, which you should because it's good for categorization of your content and getting it pushed out further, here's how you can build more status into your content to do just that. So the first and most obvious thing you can do is to give a really strong opinion in your content. Say something that you really believe in that you know other people will disagree with, because people will not hesitate to correct you and show how smart they think they are in the comments. Now, obviously, by doing this, you run the risk of making your comments very negative and potentially attracting the wrong target audience. So do it at your own risk. The second thing you can do is speak to a really hyper-specific audience and elevate their status. So you could say something in your video like, only eldest daughters will understand this. That is going to attract all of the eldest daughters who want to come into the comments and flex their status, like a little digital badge of honor. But also, it triggers a what about me reflex from people like middle kids, youngest kids who want to locate themselves in the conversation. And then one of the smartest things you can do is give people the chance to be funny. So you can create a setup in your content that lets people land a punchline in the comments. I saw another content creator talk about doing this recently. I can't remember what her name was, and I'm sure somebody will know in the comments, but basically she was saying that she gets a lot of comments about the size of her body from like ignorant basement dwelling men, essentially. So she films a lot of her content outside in her field beside her cows, giving them a very obvious gap to land a very obvious stupid joke. So she is benefiting financially from their engagement. Genius. What a queen. And then the last thing you can do is open up and talk about something that's quite vulnerable, something specific that you have been through, because it gives people the chance to connect, but it also gives people the chance to open up about what they have been through and make themselves feel unique and special. That's why birth stories always do really well. Whenever somebody does a birth story, you'll get loads of comments being like, oh my God, that happened to me too.